guys, welcome back to my channel. My channel name is Amity First Vlog. If you're new to this channel, please do to like, follow, and subscribe. So guys, today I am going to talk about 14 reasons Philippines is different from the rest of the world. Okay, if you are new to my channel, please do to like. If you're old, like one. So let's know why are Philippines, or why is Philippines different from the rest of the world. Let's watch.
What if I told you there is a country where over 175 languages are spoken, people text more than anywhere else in the world, and boxing fights directly influence crime rates? It sounds pretty much unbelievable, but it's all true in the Philippines. 14. There are more than 175 spoken languages.
175? Okay, impressive.
There are two official languages in the Philippines: Filipino, based on Tagalog, and English. Filipino is the most commonly spoken and pop culture language, and the government of the country uses English in their work. By the way, the Philippines are number 5 on the list of the world's top English-speaking populations
Number 5?
after US, India, Pakistan, and the UK. All this sounds pretty plain and ordinary, but in fact, the diverse linguistic groups living
in US, India, there's not like UK, US, UK, Australia. I'm kind of confused with the arrangements, but
in the country use over 175 languages for their internal communication. Since many of them exist only in spoken form, it's impossible to calculate the exact amount. 13. Their capital is the most densely populated city in the world.
yes, I can really testify to this. Very populated, various houses, buildings.
The nation's capital, Manila, and its 16 surrounding cities that make up the Metro Manila area have a population of 12.8 million people. During the daytime, this number gets way higher since many people come here to work. And while the number doesn't sound that crazy, take note that all these people live and work in an area of 16.56 square miles. This makes the population density equal to 111,002 people per square mile. And that's 5 times higher than in Mumbai or Paris, for example. 12. They have churches in shopping malls. Shopping malls aren't
Churches in shopping malls. I think I've seen churches in shopping malls. Yeah, I have.
merely a place where you buy stuff for Filipinos. They are safe, air-conditioned community hubs with gyms, health clinics, concert halls, nightclubs, parks, and even
I don't think I've seen nightclub. I've not seen a nightclub in a shopping mall.
churches inside. So it's no surprise that they are the favorite place to meet up with friends for so many locals. And 3 of the world's 10 largest shopping malls are located in the Philippines. They are Mega Fashion Mall of SM Mega Mall, SM City North EDSA, and SM Mall of Asia.
Yes, that's true. That's true. SM Mall of Asia, is it not the same as SM City Mall?
11. Filipinos are the #1 texting nation in the world. You already know Filipinos love meeting up with friends at shopping malls, and when they can't see each other in person, they text. And when they do it, they rarely limit it to, "Hey, how are you?" In fact,
Yes, they know. I think it's more about they know how to express themselves through text messages more. Like, unlike me, I prefer to talk or maybe see you one-on-one to talk instead of texting. Like, yeah.
send about 400 million texts a day. And that's around 142 billion texts a year. It's more than the US and Europe put together. Not exactly a little number for a country of 107 million people. 10. They have a unique form.
But texting, I think they normally use is Messenger, but now there are a lot of texting apps now, like there are even a texting app only for Filipinos.
Form of transportation. If you visit Manila, you'll notice some interesting looking vehicles called jeepneys. They are converted US Army Jeeps that stayed in the country after World War II. Filipinos adapted them to transport up to 18 passengers who jump on the jeepney going in their direction and ring the bell for it to stop. There are about 50,000 jeepneys in Manila, and they all look different, with basketball stars, cartoon characters.
Really, I want to talk about these jeepney parts because not all of them has a bell You like, I think some of them have bells that you press. Okay, I've never seen the one you have to ring, but you just press a button and the driver will stop. But in case you enter a jeepney without a bell, some of them don't have a bell. So if you enter anyone without a bell, you just have to tell the driver para means stop, or you're stopping there. And you, I think they also say buy it for. I think buy it for is like you want to pay. Yes, and also to pay, you have to give your money to, because some jeepney don't have a conductor that takes the money. So sometimes you have to pass your money to the next passenger to give to the driver, or maybe to the nearest passenger to the driver. That's how you give your money to the driver. Yeah.
There's inspirational quotes, neon lights, and whatnot on them. There are two major problems with jeepneys: safety concerns and pollution. They produce huge amounts of black smoke. So hurry up if you want to ride before they get replaced with a rapid transit system. 9. One of the islands has more volcanoes than towns. The Philippines are, without a doubt, a super scenic location. Among all the islands that are a part of it, Camigan sure stands out, with more volcanoes per square mile than any other island on the planet. The island is 14 miles long and 8.5 miles wide.
I don't know much about this island, but it's interesting to know.
And has 7 volcanoes and 5 towns. And even though earthquakes and eruptions shaped it, volcanoes have been deep asleep since the 50s, so thousands of tourists can safely visit the island these days. 8.
I think that means I can visit.
Their national flag has a secret meaning. The national flag of the Philippines has 2 bands of blue and scarlet, and a white triangle at the hoist with a yellow sun.
Oh my God, I thought it's blue and like just normal red. Skeleton.
And 8 rays, each of them standing for one province of the country. The yellow stars stand for the 3 largest island groups: Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. What makes the flag really unique is that it can be reversed to declare a state of war.
Wow.
This happened during the Filipino Revolutionary War of 1898 to 1901.
Oh my God, I didn't know that it can be reversed. Wow, this is interesting.
And during World War II in 1941 to 1945. 7. Boxing directly affects crime rates in the country. Filipinos love boxing and are crazy about their most famous boxer, Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, like if you are in the Philippines, definitely you will always know about Manny Pacquiao because he's literally everywhere. You know, he is a pastor, he's a politician, he's a world-renowned boxer. He's very popular, he's very helpful to the Philippine community.
Whenever he fights, the whole country is glued to its TV sets. And according to the Philippine National Police, PNP, crime rates in the country drop significantly when he's in the ring. During his 12-round fight against American boxer Floyd Mayweather Jr. that went from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., not a single crime was committed in the whole Manila metropolitan area.
This is very, very interesting. I can remember it's like it was very, very calm and quiet. Like, wow.
This was basically the same during other major fights with the participation of the people's champ, Manny Pacquiao. 6. A lot of Filipinos work abroad. It might be because of their flexible and reliable character, or the fact that they speak great English as a second language.
Yes, but I also think that they are very ambitious and they want to improve their family livelihood. That's most of the reasons why they travel. I think that's the reason why they always travel for a greener pasture.
But more than 11 million Filipinos work abroad. It's around 11% of the population.
I think by now it should even be more because after the pandemic, a lot of people left. Like a lot have to go because they lost their jobs. Some houses were taken. So many the poverty level increased during the pandemic. So I think now it should be even more than 11%.
And a quarter of all overseas nurses in the world come from the Philippines. 5. Their rice terraces are the 8th wonder of the world. Banao rice terraces are the oldest in the world and were so smartly designed that they still bring a harvest of rice and vegetables, most of which get exported. And it is believed if all the terraces had been built end to end, they would stretch halfway around the world. Today, these places bring the country more money as a tourist destination than rice plantations, and thus they play an important role for the economy of the Philippines. 4. They produce a lot of coconuts. For years, the Philippines had been the #1 producer of coconuts in the world. And even though the leadership now belongs to Indonesia, 153,532,000 tons
Wow, 153,532 tons. Oh my god, this is
tons per year is still an impressive number, isn't it? These coconuts are used to make anything from clothing to beauty products. 3. The first European to visit the Philippines was Ferdinand Magellan. The legendary explorer made the first record of the archipelago among the Europeans in 1521. He founded the first settlement in Cebu, and thus most of the area became a Spanish colony. This explains the fact that around 90% of the population are Christian, unlike
yes, definitely. It's Philippines is a Christian country. Most of their religion are Catholic. So if you're Catholic or you're looking for a Christian country, I think here is they are Christian country, unlike other Asian countries.
most of the country's neighbors. In 1898, the Philippines went under U.S. rule and later, in 1946, became an independent republic. 2. A Filipino made the first karaoke machine. If you love
Well, I'm not surprised because they love karaoke a lot. Like they love it that there's even a karaoke machine, like local machine. You sometimes you just put a quarter and listen to your karaoke and play it. There are also normal karaoke that you buy, like there's like a CD method. Yeah.
along, you ought to thank Filipinos for your favorite pastime. The first karaoke machine in the world was created in 1975 by Roberto Del Rosario. He patented as the sing-along system, and even though there were some attempts to claim his creation, he still remains the only patent holder for the karaoke system. 1. The population is extremely good-looking. Along with their love for boxing, texting, and shopping, Filipinos are crazy about beauty pageants. It might be the years of American rule
True. They love pageants a lot.
that gave them this love for competitive beauty, but the fact remains a fact. They have won in all major international pageants 15 times. There were 4 girls crowned Miss Universe, 1 Miss World, 6 title holders of Miss International, and 4 Miss Earth crowns. The first official pageant was held within the country in 1908, and since 2001, it's not just about beauty, but also for the promotion of environmental protection. Would you like to visit the Philippines? Or maybe you've already been there? Let me know in the comment section below.
This is very wow. This is good. This is good. I would say the first part they said that Manila is very populated. Right now, it's not as populated as before because of the pandemic, and lots of jobs were lost. So I think most of them moved out of the country or maybe went back to the province. So I don't think it's as populated as before. Like transportation, it's not like it's most transport has lost their jobs. Some companies lost some of their staffs, so it's not as populated as before. So that's all. I think this is very beautiful. Reasons Philippines is different from, it's like they are really different from rest of the world. Yes, this is it. Reasons why Philippines is different from rest of the world. This is absolutely correct. Like absolutely correct, yes. So guys, please, if you're new to this channel, please do to give me a like, follow, and subscribe. And if you're old, what are you waiting for? Subscribe. All right guys, see you guys soon. Bye.